Welcome back, Beamer fans. Welcome back to BeamerView. If this is your first time on this YouTube channel, what we do here is showcase all the latest BMWs. And if that's something that you're into, please make sure you guys subscribe to the channel right now, because we're going to be putting out a ton of more content. Also, if you guys are waiting for the iX, i4 videos, those are going to be coming out within the month. So definitely subscribe to the channel if that's something that you guys want to stay in tune with. And for today's video, guys, I'm going to be telling you guys the reasons why I would buy the X5M over the X6M. But before we get started, guys, make sure you guys check out our Amazon store at the end of the video whenever you guys are all set. The link is right down below. And if you guys are ordering a BMW, or if you already have one, and if you guys are looking to get some pretty cool M accessories or BMW accessories such as keychains, M plate frames, and so on and so forth, please make sure you guys check the link down below. We do have our own Amazon store, and we linked up all of our favorite BMW products on Amazon.com, so check that out at the end of the video. And without further ado, let's go and get started. Alright guys, so reason number one is going to have to go to the design. Now, whenever you're comparing the X6M compared to the X5M, you're going to see the biggest changes just lie in the actual design of the two vehicles. Both of the vehicles have similar interiors. They also come with similar horsepower, the same exact engine, so on and so forth. But the biggest changes, or the biggest differences between the two, is going to have to come down to the design. So speaking about the design, the X5M is going to be your more traditional design. It's going to be more of a square shaped and more of a box-like design. The X6M is going to be more of your modern coupe-like design. It's still a four-door vehicle, of course, but it's going to have the sloping roofline that a lot of modern cars are going into these days. Sloping roofline could also be considered a crossover type look. So a lot of the SUVs that are being released now are starting to go that route as well too. Audi has one, the Q8. BMW is actually going to release another SUV too. If you guys don't know, they're going to come out with a X8. That's also going to be similar to a X7. But this X8 is going to have a coupe-like design as well too. So the coupe-like design is becoming a thing, and the market is paying for them. And so BMW is also going to be catering a lot more of the coupe-like design. Now, going back to the reasons, yes, the X5M is going to have that more square-like design. And I personally love a square-like design, and then if you guys are also a big fan of luxury SUVs, such as the G-Wagon as well too, you will also greatly appreciate the X5M's design, because it also resembles a box-like design as well too. So that's going to be one of the bigger things about the design. Also, if rear seat room for the X5M or the X6M is going to be a concern to you, the X5M is going to have more headroom and the back seats as well too. Also, trunk space. Now, trunk space as well too. The X5M is going to have a bit more of the trunk space, thanks again to the square-like design. But the X6M will also have a generous amount of space. But if you're planning on using the whole amount, the X5M is gonna have that more cubic feet of space back there as well too. Also, if you guys didn't know, if you guys are planning on getting these vehicles too, for BMW trunks for their SUVs, you can adjust the height too. By default, these vehicles do have really tall trunk opening heights, but they're always on their highest setting as well too. So what you could do is you could actually just go into the system, and you can lower the trunk height for BMW SAVs down by 5 notches. Now, going over the performance of these two vehicles, the X5M is going to be slightly slower compared to the X6M, and the biggest reason why that is that the X6M is just happens to be 33 pounds lighter than the X5M. And then so being that the X6M is just 0.1 second faster, but let's not forget that both of these SUVs can do 0 to 60 in pretty close to 3.7 seconds, which is still blistering fast. And also the X6M and the X5M are currently BMW's most fastest SAVs that you can buy. And they will continue to be the fastest until the new BMW XM comes out as well too. and that is a whole nother vehicle that we're gonna make a separate vehicle. That's a whole nother vehicle that we're gonna be making a separate video about. And if you guys didn't know, that XM is gonna come out with pretty close to 700 horsepower, which is insane. If you guys were wondering what the X6M and the X5M are producing, if you get the competition spec, these vehicles have horsepowers of around 617 horsepower, which is phenomenal. I personally also think that I would go with the X5M because the X5M just looks a bit more aggressive compared to the X6M as well too. The X6M is going to have more of your rounded design. Also, the rear of the X6M just kind of felt a bit more of a softer design compared to the X5M. When you're looking at the back of the X5M and even the front too, because of the square-like look, the vehicle does seem a bit more masculine. And being that it does seem a lot more scarier whenever it's coming at you from the rear view mirror going at around 100 miles per hour, all you can have to do is just get out the way. And that's actually what I did, because when I was driving on the highway today, I literally just saw the thing coming right in my rear view mirror, and my next instinct was to just get out the way. So the X5M is going to have that more aggressive look to it. Another big reason I am a fan of the X5M is also because of the fact that it has more of a sleeper-like design. Now, when I mean sleeper, it looks pretty close to the X5 M50, but you can still tell that this is a X5M. But if you were somebody who didn't really know too much about vehicles or cars, or could tell the differences between them, you would think that this X5M is just your standard X5 with probably a M Sport package on it. So the X5M does have more of a sleeper-like design, being that the design cues are very squared and traditional looking, versus the X6M where the whole shape is quite new and quite unique. And because of that rounded arch, the X6M does look faster whenever you're viewing it as well too. So it does seem like it's a more beefed up SAV compared to the X6M. Both of these vehicles do again come with the same engine. You are going to get 617 horsepower, which is probably way more than enough than you would need. But I mean, more horsepower the better, right? Now, going over some of the similarities between the two, both of the vehicles sound extremely nice. I definitely want to give the X5M and the X6M the best sounding SUV that BMW makes. And that was quite obvious because these two are the fastest vehicle that BMW currently makes in terms of SAVs as well too. So the sound on both of these vehicles are extremely nice. If you guys want to see the sound, we do have a few more other X5M, X6M videos of us doing some revs in different drive modes, and you can actually tell the differences between Comfort, Sport, and Sport Plus. Each three give off a different exhaust note, and you can definitely tell the differences between the three. Another quick reason why I love both of these SUVs together, and it's not really much of a difference between the two, is that you could actually daily drive these two. And on top of that, both are all-wheel drive, and if you equip snow tires on either one, it'll just blast through the snow. I've driven every single BMW so far, and the X5 platform and even the X6 platform too are just the best BMWs that you would want to have whenever you're going through a snowstorm or a blizzard. And lastly, one of the biggest differences between the two, or I should say the biggest feature between these two, is that the X5M can come with standard roof rails versus the X6, which cannot. And of course, the biggest reason is because the X5M just has your standard roof, where it's just like a straight line, versus the X6, which is going to have a sloping roof line. And so because of that, the X6M will not come with roof rails. So if you guys plan on going on those skiing trips or having a bike rack on top, the X5M is going to be your choice. And that's going to pretty much wrap it up for this video, guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Check out our Amazon store. If this video helped you in choosing between these two vehicles, make sure you let us know. If you guys have any question on either of the two vehicles, make sure you drop it down below. And again, guys, check out the Amazon store, which is linked right down below. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you.